Hello everybody, this is Skyflight44, aka Zect44, and today I'm going to continue playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Now, I've been having a little bit of fun playing this game, mainly because I have to do something, and, well, my roommates were kind of stopping me from having the ability to record, because they always just want to sleep. And unfortunately, I have to go and let them. Else I would be a dick. So, let's go and see what I've done. I have grinded probably like 43,000. No, I think it's close to like 45,000 points. And I put them mainly some into Grandpa Muto, more into Bakura, some into Yugi. That's just trying to go about figuring out exactly what I want to do next. Some into Alexis Rhodes, and definitely some into Cyrus Truesdale, just because I kind of want to go through and see if there's anything out of there that I can go about getting. Granted, I both have a Cloudian and Volcanic deck in my other file, so there's not really much out of there I can really work with outside some Cyber Dragons, which could be fun. Now, let's see exactly what I've done with the Kingdom of Toons deck. Now, the big thing that I've gotten, because I haven't changed too much of it, though I did reduce the amount of cards that was in it, the fact that I have somewhere Toon Dark Magician. So, while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toons, this card can attack your opponent directly, like usual. Once per turn, you can discard one Toon card, then activate one of the following effects. Special summon one Toon monster from your deck, except Toon Dark Magician, ignoring its summoning conditions. Add one Toon Spell Trap from your deck to your hand, which basically means you get into this and you get into anything else in your deck. Usually. The thing, though, is you still have to have stuff in order to use Toon Dark Magician, and I don't think there's really any easy way of getting into Toon Dark Magician like you do have the Red Eyes Toon Dragon. The easiest way of getting into Toon Dark Magician is through using Red Eyes Toon Dragon. So we're still going to go about primarily looking at Red Eyes Toon Dragon for that. Though if you get Toon Dark Magician, you can get the Red Eyes Toon Dragon straight from deck, which is nice. So that didn't change too much. I have definitely been using this one. It's definitely a lot of fun. But the big thing is the Fairy Dreams one has been completely overhauled, and I have been using this one a lot. Now, I am a complete and utter fool. I looked through all the deck recipes to look to see if there was any counter traps we could get. And the first real fight we would come across, the first deck recipe we are most likely able to see and get, had a counter trap in it, and a fairly good one. Negate Attack is a counter trap that when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, then end the battle phase. I really wish I knew. I really wish I'd seen this one. To be honest, I'm actually thinking that let's go through and make another edit. We can get one of these from the trunk, and we can just get rid of one of these 7 Tools of the Bandit. Now, the big thing about it is this deck no longer has Valhalla in it. Therefore, I took out all the Ecatrices, or whatever that card was called. And I'm actually thinking about getting rid of Layered the Liberator at this point in time and adding in something else. Possibly, if we have another one, Freed the Brave Wanderer, because at least this thing does something for me. But since I'm not really banishing anything in order to get Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshaft to the field, then Layered the Liberator does not actually do anything for me. And let's see, do I actually have... I do have another one, so let's get rid of that one. Because again, at least Free the Brave Warrior can actually destroy stuff for me. Outside of that, I did have a transitionary um, deck where I was using Needlebug Nest in order to dump a bunch of stuff so I could get it back with Harvest Angel of Wisdom, and I could more easily get into Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath until I found Rebirth of Parshath, like over 600 cards in. This states, when a spell trap or monster effect is activated, reveal one counter trap in your hand, then discard one card and pay 1,000 life points. Negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck. Then you can special summon one Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck. Now, this seems to say that there is probably a Parshath monster from your extra deck that you can get. I know of them, but I don't exactly know if at this point in time, when the game came out, or at least as far as the game ever got updated, whether or not there is a Parshath extra deck monster. Either or, I am still using Castell, and this thing has saved my ass so many times. But this deck is actually really cool, and I really do enjoy this one. The only thing I could probably say is trying to, if I get more Solemn Warnings and possibly even a Solemn Judgment or two, throwing Solemn Strikes out for those two definitely would be a hell of a lot better. Because at the very least, I've been going against a bunch of decks with a lot of normal monsters, and holy shit, like normal monsters and normal summoning monsters. So Solemn Strike has been useless to me. But this deck overall is just so much better than it was before, and it is far more consistent. I still have to do something with this first deck, though. But we'll get to that later. Let's try out these decks against some of the Duelist Challenges. Let's try... Let's try Bones. And we're gonna try with Fairy Dreams. I've been using this... I've been using the Toon one a little bit. Maybe for me, at most 10,000 of those points, but like over 30,000 of those points I got were from using this deck. And it's just a far better, more consistent deck now. Especially considering the fact that Negate Attack just allows us to get an easy counter trap activation. So we'll go about using Minerva, Scholar, the Sky. Power Angel Valkyrie has to specifically negate a spell trap or monster effect, and therefore it's not just like a random counter trap I can go about using. But Minerva, Scholar of the Sky, will allow me to go about doing something of the sort. She will gain another 500. Oh, great. What now? You're definitely not... Okay, you are going into Demise. Why at that point would you have gone through Ruin if you were going... That makes no sense to me. I'm just wondering whether or not there's a way... Oh, damn, I was hoping that was going to be Forbidden Lance. Cosmo Queen, really? Okay. That solves my problem. Because I knew he had Ruin in there. That, and then we can just run over everything he has. The problem with what he did is he kind of went through everything he had, so there's not much in the way of... Except for maybe having another advanced ritual art. He's not going to be able to do what he wants to do. Okay, place that in the Pendulum Zone. Okay, no. I'm debating going and using Parshat, the Sky Paladin. I have Magic Jammer at this point in time, so if he tries ritual summoning anything, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. At this point in time, though, I definitely had quite a bit of power over him. I don't think he's going to be able to get over Parshat, the Sky Paladin, but the big thing is I want more card advantage. So this will be pretty good for next turn. We can get the... If that ever goes, we can get Negate Attack. And that's what I thought was going to happen anyway. It still was going to take me 2 turns to do this. But yeah, this deck is... Demise is a very interesting deck, but it's still not... If you can survive the initial onslaught, and you can come back from it, then... It isn't... Anything that puts in way too many resources into a single card. Granted, that's what I've kind of been doing with a bunch of my other decks in my other profile, but well, my other save, I should say, same profile. But let's see what we can do with the Toon deck. We do have to beat each and every single one of these Duelist Challenges. And I have... Actually, I should have went second, to be honest. I'm so used to going first just because I like I have to have the ability to set traps before my opponent can do anything with my other one, but this one really should be going second. I'm gonna go... Where is Gemini Elf? There they are. And set that. Go with Toon Kingdom. And then summon Gemini Elf. I don't want to just go and throw Mage Power because that's just allowing it to be targeted. But if, yeah, I don't very much like that. How do I get rid of that, then? Thing is, I can still attack under Messenger of Peace, just not with Gemini Elf. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to let that go. Ah, Goblin Zombie. Not what I was looking for, but... If he can just lose something, then I can still reborn something, Toon Dark Magician, discard for a... what was it called? Ah! So close. So freaking close. Yeah, once again, I'm just gonna have to let it go. The moment he lets that Messenger of Peace go, he's screwed. Okay, Ragnar 0, and you're going to get rid of my Toon Gemini Elf. Well, let's just go and get rid of that. Before it can get rid of my Gemini Elf. There's a big thing about... No, I'm gonna Mirror Force this. He can get a much better monster than just run over Gemini Elf. And that's what I was attempting to go into. So, if we... Monster Reborn... Let's say Pyramid Turtle. We can go for Red Eyes. Then we can special summon Toon Dark Magician. And from Toon Dark Magician... I'm just trying to think of what we have in the deck. I know. We can get rid of that. We can grab... Ah, damn it. I went about... my one lovely... Okay, we're gonna get Toon Goblin Attack Force. The one card I had that could have gotten rid of Burden of the Mighty. And unfortunately, it's just not something... It's just not something that I have. It's face down, banished. And that was Toon Barrel Dragon, which I could have, if I was lucky, gotten rid of Burden of the Mighty. Granted, he's not really into attacking me anyway. But... Okay, Solemn Warning. I'm gonna set it. So, let's just attack directly. And he's gonna be 1,000 until death. Again, if I had Barrel Dragon, I could have gotten rid of this thing. Instead of going with the Toon Goblin Attack Force, and this turn I would have been able to just kill him. You have to be able to wipe my board, dude. And I'm not letting you have that one. And Mizuki, okay. Ooh, that might have not been the best option. Damn! Another Ragnar Zero. I really should have waited for that then. So the big thing with... Fucking hell. Yeah. Yes. Oh, at that point, you're just screwed. Because I can just attack directly. The entire thing about Ragnar Zero is you can detach one Exceeds material from this card, then target one face-up monster, attack position monster your opponent controls whose current attack is different from its original attack. That is the entire point of the deck. With Burden of the Mighty, you could have just gotten rid of any of my monsters. Granted, Toon Kingdom is going to help solve that problem, but oh well. Can we actually beat these? If I go first, I might be able to beat this one. Oops, that was my fault. Whoops, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot harder than I wanted it to be. At least we get another card. Okay, place that into the Pendulum Zone. One thing I did take with, I did take out of the Fairy Dreams deck a the second set of pendulum monsters, because the entire idea of a pendulum monster in this deck, outside of specifically guiding Ariadne, is kind of difficult to use, considering the fact that I need a Parshath. Well, not Parshath. I need a Sanctuary in the Sky card in order to get the most out of this deck, and then I also have to have counter traps. Therefore, that's a possible 3 spaces already taken up by something that aren't counter traps. So I might as well just straight up have the 3 spaces, and instead of the Sanctuary in the Sky, getting myself was it Holy Sanctum of Harshath or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Minerva. And I'm gonna set all of these. Now, if only I had... Yeah, I'll let that happen. Well, I didn't really have much of a choice, but... The entire reason why Dust Tornado is a thing in this one, outside of, like, just having Mystical Space Typhoon, is because Dust Tornado also allows us to set a spell or trap from our hand. And considering the fact that a lot of these cards allow us to get counter traps back to the hand, that's going to allow us to set them faster than we would otherwise be able to. Okay, let's go use Power Angel Valkyrie. Okay, Gishki Beast. No. This costs us literally nothing. And no. We can get what I'm thinking is Bountiful Artemis. Okay, sure, you have 2. Fine. So, Bountiful Artemis, we can go through and play next turn. And then we can start drawing cards off of these ones. Mound of the Bound Creator. Will 10 or higher monsters on the field. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Okay. That is interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through and use Bountiful Artemis. And this might be a little bit hasty, but let's go for Castell. I do want to be aggressive when I can, and this is going to help me. Damn. I can't choose a Metal Reflect Slime. Damn. Yeah, you can detach 2 materials mess to 1 other face-up card in the field, which means... I have a feeling that's the thing that's going to... Yeah, I don't know why. Well, this is one of the reasons why I like playing a video game over playing the actual game, is the video game can, you know, help me figure out exactly when or when I can't actually do something. Oh, well, can't do anything just yet. Oh. Well, thank you. You have just solved my problem. You have literally just solved my problem. And oh, there's the wonderful card I was looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna end the game right here. You know, I've come to really love this card. I'm 1,000 above my opponent, so I get another 1,000. I attack for 3,000. And now this is 6,600. Oh, this card's lovely. Not to mention it's also piercing damage and draws you a card. Yeah, I've never used these cards before. But we still have yet another one we can go after. Thing is, I'm still gonna go with Fairy Dreams. I like my Toon deck, but I really like this counter Fairy deck. And this time I'm actually going first because what I do would go second in a trap focus deck. Okay, so it can only negate a special summon or monster effect. This will only get me something if I negate a monster effect. This will draw me a card. I got plenty of monsters, so I don't really need anything. I could let this thing get destroyed if it was a monster so I could get the Parshath counter trap. But let's go with the Bountiful Artemis. Just asking it to be destroyed. Though I don't really remember exactly what he's going to be using. I'm not very familiar with these Evol monsters outside of the what was it called? Ooh, that's perfect. Outside of the Xyz monsters, which are really, well, really nice anyway. I'm gonna go with Minerva just for the hell of it. Ah, damn. Okay, Minerva goes back. Next time, though, I'm going to be using Harvest Angel of Wisdom. If he had something that I could actually have this die off on, then I would go about using that. Oh, so it's going to gain another... Oh, that's fine. Ah, Rebirth of Parshath. So I'm going to summon Harvest Angel of Wisdom. I'm going to attack. I would have liked to have had that. That will go into our hand, hopefully. And then we're going to leave it in our hand, because Rebirth of Parshath does need a counter trap in your hand. Yeah, but it's not going to do any kind of effect. Though... I don't know what that does, but I do like the idea of getting out a Parshath monster. And we're going to special summon to field Sacred Arch, Air Knight Parshath. Well, how can I say no to it again? That seems like fun. Especially considering the fact that using Sacred Arch Ionite Parshath, I can go about getting any Parshath card or any kind of counter trap to my hand. And with that, I can get Solemn Warning being quite good, especially when I don't have to pay for it. The only thing that could really make this deck better is just having 3 Solemn Judgment. Okay. No. I'm actually... There is something about this deck that is really cool and sort of stupid in any other deck, is the fact that, more so with Rebirth of Parshath, but because Rebirth of Parshath does not destroy the card that you've, that has been dealt out, it shuffles it back into the deck, which is really good because at that point in time, you can actually, you can negate your spell or trap or monster effect in order to get everything off that you need to. So, let's see. Pretty sure that's going to be game right now. Sanctuary of Parshath. Yeah, Sanctum of Parshath. And we beat all of the ones that we can so far in the Yu-Gi-Oh portion. Now, where do I want to spend these points? Usually, when I go about doing stuff in the campaign, I spend the points in the exact, in the boosters for that campaign. But when I go through it and get stuff for Duelist Challenges, I usually just go about using it wherever I want. So with that being said, let's see if there's anything else we can get. Or if there's any good ideas for something. I would go with Vampire, but I've already done that before, and I really like making Vampire decks. Could always make a Dark World. Balloon Lizard. Released from Stone. That's interesting. As is Baby Ceresaurus. King of the Beasts. I don't have a Moja yet, and I don't really think I want to go about using Moja. Though Hydrogeddon could be useful. I wonder what kind of dinosaurs we can get in this one now I think about it. Kaiser Coliseum seems like that would be fun. Okay, this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect. If it was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand, then special summon that target, if any, in face-up defense position. Okay. Double Spell is actually a decent grab. Yeah, outside of maybe Gozen match, I'm not seeing too much. Each player can only have control one attribute of monster, send all other face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. Beast King of the Swamps. Oh yeah, this is a substitute for fusion thing. Rafa, Dragon Lord of the Dark World. I have no real Dragon, Dark World cards really. So, well, that's a good pick. I don't really have anything for it. Another Kaiser Coliseum. I'm pretty sure that isn't a card I can use, but I may be mistaken. Miscellaneousaurus. Okay, that's cool. definitely know that that card's been used for things it shouldn't have been. Silva, Warlord of the Dark World. Okay, so I can't speak anymore. That's fine. Big much of the animals. I've been thinking about making a beast deck. I just haven't the cards just yet for it. Ultimate Tyranno, and I'm finally starting to get other Dark World cards. So what should we make? Should we make a... I'm still debating on going for beasts or going for a real Dark World deck, because we are getting the cards for both of these. Oh, Gigantes. Yeah, nothing so far that's bringing up to mind. Let's go and do some campaign stuff. Now, we are almost halfway through that one. We're about like a third of the way through on this one. I'm actually thinking about going and starting the 5Ds one very soon, but let's at least beat Pegasus. Because really, it's like half of this thing is the Duelist Kingdom portion. But considering the fact that I've been playing this quite a bit offline, well, technically online, just not being recorded, I really hope to actually gain some, more stuff I can do. Because I can't do anything offline that I haven't done for all of you. Okay, so this is interesting. Obviously, Fusion Sage. Get that polymerization out of the deck. So we can go into Black Skull Dragon, technically, and Gaia the Dragon Champion. And technically, I'm pretty sure there's a Dark Sage in here. We could, in theory, go about using Ancient Rules, get Dark Magician out, and then use Time Wizard. I'm gonna let it go to the next turn. Joey can get his turn, and I'm gonna do just that. Okay, second Curse of Dragon. So, let's summon Time Wizard. Let's go about using Ancient Rules. We'll get out Dark Magician. And for no reason, we will go and use Time Wizard's effect. Heads. And from the deck, we can get Dark Sage. Wow, holy shit, never would have thought this would have been a thing. Okay, now we can select something from the deck right to the hand. We can get another Ancient Rules, go for the Curse of Dragon. Pot agreed to just get a bunch more cards, or just go much further with Graceful Charity. Or, better yet, Monster Reborn, get back the Dark Magician. Choices. Or, Summoner's Art. Get Gaia the Fierce Knight, and then polymerization into a Gaia the Dragon Champion. That is another thing we could go about doing. Or just Graceful Charity. I'm gonna go with the Monster Reborn. Graceful Charity and Pot of Greed seem like nice additions, but Monster Reborn is just going to be useful no matter what actually happens. I can always just get a Dark Magician back, and I can. It's only going to take me one card in order to do so. I can always just draw into a Gaia Fierce Knight. Either or. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't actually attack that turn. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I can't believe I even went for that. Oh wait, should have sacked off the time. Oh, I'm not activating its effect. Should have sacked off the Time Wizard for a damn Protector of the Throne. Yeah, like that's gonna be any better for you. That's 3,200. 3,200 defense there, boy. And another Time Wizard. Okay. That point in time, and there goes that Time Wizard. Now, what else can you have? Apparently, nothing good. What is it gonna be? Time Machine or something? Grave Robber. Perfusion Sage. Okay, this is interesting. Obviously, he's going to want Polymerization, but is he actually going to want Polymerization? Well, we do have Joey dead, no matter what. Let's just go about killing him off. Have fun, Joey. I was so close to skipping that. I was so close to skipping that. Okay, we get another Dust Tornado. I don't really think we're going to need any more of those. Everything else kind of sucks. But the Match of the Millennium. Since last time I didn't actually go about beating Pegasus in any way, I couldn't go about just grinding duels against Pegasus. Which I would have liked to at least have, you know, gotten some more tune cards and maybe gotten a tune table of contents. Because I still need a third one of that. Let's go second. I wouldn't want Pegasus to have any kind of card advantage over me. And considering I have brain control, I'm really glad I went second. Magician of Black Chaos. Okay. Well, I see you have a monster there, Pegasus. Let me just fix that. Now we can set the Mirror Force, and outside of a few problems, I'm pretty sure that we've gotten this. We've 100% got this. Well, let's summon out Giant Soldier of Stone. I highly doubt he has too many things that actually have good defense. Yeah, like that wasn't very good. Yep, this duel's over with. So, tributing up the giant soldier of stone. No matter what, we can beat over this thing. And then attack for game with the Cursed Dragon. That was easier than Joey. Now, where am I going to spend all these points on? Swords of Revealing and Dark Bribe. Oh, that's nice. So... Spelled that wrong. So, Dark Bribe is a counter trap. When your opponent activates a spell trap card, your opponent draws one card. Also negate the spell trap activation. If you do, destroy it. So, this could have been a useful way of doing things. I like the fact that this doesn't have a real cost to it outside of your opponent drawing a card. But we do have plenty of other counter traps, and the fact that we normally, or we most likely, don't actually have to pay for anything makes them not... Dark Bribe isn't as wonderful, you could say. Not the red eyes I wanted. If we can get the red eyes Black Flare Dragon, then 100% are gonna... I will want a Gemini deck. Because that is, so far, my favorite Gemini monster. Okay, Dark General Freed. Cannot be special summoned. Negate any spell effects that target a face-up dark monster you control, and if you do, destroy that spell card. During your draw phase, instead of conducting your normal draw, you can add one level 4 dark monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, that sounds pretty decent. Yay. And I'm still looking to get some more Blackstone Legends. But I am not seeing them. Outside of that, wondering if we should make a Zork deck. And then just roll for our lives. Now, the Zork deck's definitely not very good. Okay. And now, how do I go about using this? I can't make a Red Eyes deck specifically, but the one card I have yet to get in that other deck I had was the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. 2 level 7 monsters. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has Xyz materials. While this card has Xyz materials, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, inflict 500 damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. How can we get this level 7 monster, or this rank 7 monster, out in a Gemini deck? Is there any good Gemini monsters that are level 7 specifically? But there are ways of getting Gemini monsters onto the field easily. I don't know, but I'm liking that. I don't really care too much for any of those cards. To be honest, I don't really care too much for the Awakened Dragons arc anyway. Vanity's Fiend is an interesting one though. Okay. Well, that sounded like a very productive part. Beat 4 Duelist Challenges. Beat two different campaign missions. I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to go about doing quite a bit more. The big thing is, my next thing I want to do is get rid of that first deck I have and then change that slot into a Gemini deck. That is one of the things I want to do next. Though, we shouldn't just go after a single deck idea. We should probably be going after multiple, just because the more cards we get, the more decks we're going to be able to make. And therefore, I'm kind of thinking on, again, either that Beast deck or a Dark World deck. The thing is, we need cards that, for Dark World, that discard a card as an effect, not as a cost. If I was using Fabled, then Fabled cards usually have a special summoning effect when they are discarded on their own, and not necessarily by effect. So with that being said, have a nice day, everybody.